Evening all. Saturday night. I've had a little think. One thing, I've asked the client if he'd like some holdfast, some dog holes in the bench. I've tried to cover every aspect of woodworking, traditional hand tools. And one thing I haven't covered a great deal is boring, using the boring bit, hand brace. So I'm going to put some holes in the slab. I'm going to put a few in the leg. One of the things, you can overthink this, and a lot of people do. Chris Schwartz come up with a scientifically perfect plan for the placement of the dog holes. My approach is, if you need a dog hole, drill it and then get on with it. All the benches I've used, I've never really thought a great deal of placement of the dog holes for holdfasts, and if I need one, I'll whack it in. But over the years, it does help to have half a dozen of them dotted around. So we'll look at that. In terms of tools, so what we're going to do is I'll demonstrate a couple of them. I won't do all of them. I've got a 20-minute window here, so we'll just run through the basics. In terms of tools, as I said, I've got a load of hand braces. This is my big bugger. What is it? So this is a 12-inch brace. It's got a 6-inch swing. So the 12-inch, I don't know. So the distance from the central point to the middle of the handle on this one is 6 inches. So you get 12 inch in total, 12-inch swing. I only use this for really big holes and hardwood. In terms of the braces, the bits. These are the Sandvik 9526s I like to use. I do have a couple of older ones as well. The Ridgeways. They're really nice. The main difference is on the modern, for cost cutting or whatever, on the modern auger bits, you only get one spur. So you get the spur and the cutting lip or clearing lip. So the spur will do the cutting of the outside of the hole, and the cutting lip will lift out the waste essentially. If you're buying second-hand bits, you can get you can get really old knackered ones and you can polish them up and they look beautiful. You can get these more modern transitional styles, which generally haven't been used a lot. But the most important thing is the spur must always be higher than the lip. You find quite old bits you might get on eBay or find on flea markets or whatever. If you can feel them, touch them and have a look, that's even better. On eBay you've only got the pictures to go by, you can't really tell. But just double check, have a look. Ideally you want quite a lot of spur, so the spur needs to be quite high above, and then you've got a longer life out of it. And they're always blunt, so you need to sharpen the buggers. I did struggle for a few years with regular files, but I did invest in one of these. It's a Grobay auger bit file. It's very special. It's got it's blank or clean on, no teeth on this face, these outer faces, and then you've got single cut file on this side, and the opposite file is the opposite end is the opposite. So you've got cutting teeth on the outer faces, and these are clear. So you can do a quick sharpen. I won't demonstrate it because I've done one now, but the general idea is try and avoid the temptation to file the outside of the bit, because you're going to make it narrower. So if you've got a 19mm 3/4 inch bit and every time you sharpen it, you have a go on the outside. It's going to be 18.8, then 18.7, then 18.6, and then you're going to lose your accuracy. So what I like to do is I'd hold it in the vise and just give it a few passes until you can feel the burr coming on the outside. Same on the cutting lip as well. Just go from underneath gently. They're not tool steel, they're not hardened, so you can, with a good file, you can take off a lot of material quite quickly. So you want to be quite gentle with them. So make sure you get the burr on the outside, and then either using, who's this? Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
What's going on?
I'm
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh no.
Why? What's up?
I was going to ask you if you could download Roblox on my phone.
All right, I'll do it in a bit.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
Can I say hello to the camera?
Yeah, it's over there.
Where?
No, that's enough. Bugger off.
Hello.
It's my daughter. Where was I? Oh yeah. So make sure you get a burr on the outside, and then either another handy piece of kit are these easy lap honing, plastic handled honing stones, little diamond plates on them. And what I like to do, just very gently, just take the burr off, and you can strop it on. You can get your strop as well and just rub it gently. With a file, you're not going to get it razor sharp, but it makes a hell of a difference having a well sharpened. So every now and again, just touch them up. And so in terms of powering the buggers, for control, I do like to use the hand brace. With these transitional ones, they've got hex and square, so you can load them into a drill as well. I think I'm going to do some holes in the legs, and they're quite thick. I'll be there all day with a bloody brace, so I think I will use the actual hand tool, the power tool, to do the long ones. There, that'll go through. Lovely. Right then. So that's it in terms of tools, pretty much, I think. Just squares, pencils, and away you go. Placement of the holes depends on the size of your holdfasts as well. So this one was made by a local blacksmith. If you go to them and say, can you make me some holdfasts, they generally know what they are, because they use them as well. And if you just 35-40 quid these days, so that is 7.5 inch from centre of the bar to the centre of the pad. Buy these on eBay, other places you can get them as well, but that's 6 inch. So ideally, if you're using a smaller one, 12 inch, if the holes are 12 inch apart, there or thereabouts, that means you've got a general good coverage all the way around, and if you can move them to places, you can get good grip on them. So let's swing you around then, and you can see it's in action. Oh yeah, one other little thing. I did fit the inner jaws or chops, whatever you want to call them, on the little vise here. In terms of how I did it, I just get 2 pieces of wood that are roughly the same width as the iron jaws. Get a little spacer. You don't want the jaws touching the bars, the travelling bars, because they'll rub on them. So just a bit of spacer just to lift it up. get your dimensions and cut your wood. And then I like to put them both in the vise, put a little triangle on so you got your orientation, and then get a very a 2mm or a 3mm drill bit, as long as you can, and do pilot holes all the way through. So from the front through both pieces, just make sure this is nice and tight, and then a little bit into the bench. Then you've got your pilot holes, so then you can untighten it, take them out. In terms of the inner one, do a nice countersink, enlarge the hole so you've got clearance for your screw, about 4mm, and then pop your screw in, give it a little tap. If your front jaw won't come off, I found what's handy are these little right angle screwdrivers. So they're dead handy for getting in and just cinching the screw tight. Because it's countersunk, this top of the screw, the head of the screw is never going to touch the workpiece, so it's well protected under there. So that's the back face fitted. Then with the front face, again, pop the piece of wood in, tighten it up. Make sure you got your triangles, your orientation. Get it nice and square. And then just pop 2 screws in. Again, crop them so they're nice and short. So you need to go in about 3/4 into them. You don't want the tip of the screw going all the way through, because again, you'll damage the workpiece, any workpiece that gets held in there. And just screw them tight, and away you go. Another thing you'll find, okay, with the better quality vices, the old better ones, the inner face is square and the outer face is actually tilted in a little bit, so when they come together you do get a good grip at the top. If you're using wooden chops or jaws, what you can actually do, you can take that off and plane a little bevel on the actual, so that when they join, the top of the jaw makes contact first. I did that on this one, and then when they come together you got serious clamping. So you can just put a angle on the inside, and then away you go. Just tweaks. Right, let's get on and do a couple of these then. So I've laid out the positions. I've just got my square. So I've come 2 inches in here, 2 inches in from this end, and I've just been very careful to make sure I don't go into one of the cross braces either. So I've kept well clear of the cross braces. I've gone 12-inch distance. So there we go. Where's that bit gone? And you, once you've sharpened these, they are quite sharp and they're quite vicious. So I did cut myself quite deeply a few years ago on one of these. So just be careful. Is that in? Lovely. So we'll do one here. I'll keep a range of different sizes of squares. I've got tiny ones up to really big ones, up to my big framing square. These are really handy when you're cutting, when you're boring, because you can get them to sit there and you get a good sighter. So what I like to do, so you've got the lead screw. I've got a little dimple in there as well. So a little centre punch, spring-loaded centre punch. Just to indicate, just to get me a nice starting point. So you get the lead screw in there. Start it off slowly first. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's enough for it to stay in. And then you just check where you are for square. You can see a little bit out there, that way. This way, a little bit out. So you just lean it. Put my hand on the top, put my head on my hand. Keep your 3, 4, 7, 8. Just check yourself again. Once you're going too far, you don't have much chance of adjustment. And then just go for it. I'm not going to break all the way through. You can feel when the lead screw's gone through. So I'm just going to speed up actually. If you just carry on boring through, you get a lot of tear out underneath. But if you, as the lead screw just falls through, just pops out the other end, feel for it. Back the pressure off, but speed up, and then that sharp spur will take off most of the waste underneath. And then we're just left with a little bit. There you are, a little bit. I'm giving away all my trade secrets here. The auger bit will be really sharp, and it'll leave a very square, very flat edge. But it's nice to chamfer them. So on eBay you can get these from China. You get these deburring countersink one. This is a 28mm. You get a set of 4 for about 12 quid. But this is the biggest one, so that will do up to 20mm holes. So this is 19mm 3/4. So you can just load that in. You got that, and there you go. So you've got lovely chamfer on that. So let's have it in for time. I think I'll leave it there because it's just repetitive after that. It's pretty much rinse and repeat. I'm going to bore you too much. I swear I wasn't going to do that gag about the boring bits. But the rest of it is boring. You've seen one done, and then away you go. Oh yeah, just testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's me. Piece of, oh God, I've dropped you down again. I'll show you how it works. If you don't use holdfast, you should do. They're brilliant. Romans invented these. So 2,000-year-old technology. So give it a whack, and there you go. Very tough, very stiff. And then to release the pressure, a couple of taps from the back. This is the smaller one. There you go. Beautiful. This is beech top, so it's 1 5/8. It's not the thick. That's probably about as thin as you can go for these to work. But tend to recommend 2 to 3 inch thickness. What you could do is actually put another piece of wood on underneath. Just screw a piece of 4x2 underneath. Draw through that, and you've extended the depth of the bench top. I've noticed on pine, spruce, that they will enlarge after a bit. So I don't know what the answer to that is. Put a dowel in, drill another hole, fill it in, move somewhere else. But with beech, it's very very tough. There we go. Perfect. 20 minutes. So there's some trade secrets on holdfasts and dog holes. Alright then, our kids. We'll leave that there then. And weather's looking good tonight. The weather was bad again today, showers. I stayed in and clipped the dog's hairs and give them a bath. 4 bloody dogs. And when it just dried out. So we'll do the knockdown, take it all down the garage tomorrow, hopefully in the sun, and we'll get it glued up. And courier's coming next Friday to take it up to the clients. So that's all been arranged, that's all sorted. So the clock's ticking now. So we've got to get a wiggle on, get her glued up, get her finished, put some oil on. And there we go, say goodbye. Goodbye, Watson. Right then, thanks a lot then. See you in the next bit.